Yo, what is going on, guys? Bex here, and today we are talking about the off season and what it means. Because most of you might not know too much about esports world or whatever like that. So this is just something I thought of, and I thought it'd be something neat to talk about. So in the background, I'm gonna have a Black Ops 3 gameplay that I went out and got. Not the best, but I got it in like an hour, so bear with it. So basically, the off season and what you want to do with it if you want to be a competitive player, or even if you're uh, a public player, casual player. There's still this like off season type thing that's gonna happen because mainly the game has died. Whatever new COD game is out has been out for almost a year, so you're just really running out of want to play it and grind it. So basically, you just need to do these other things. This is going to be centered towards more competitive, but casual players do this as well. So when you're in between games, it's the landmark for it for esports is the champs event now. That's the last event of the game and of the year, and it really just it recaps the game, gives you the one last final huge event, and then after that, you can be gloating in the success or whatever if you placed well, and for a little bit after that, and then the game's over. You don't have a reason to play it unless you really enjoyed the game. So in IW in this case was trash. The worst game. It was trash. For at least for pubs, for competitive it was okay, but it was still trash. Like nobody wanted to play that game, and it was just sad. So that game died really early, but basically what is gonna be available to you is to, in this case, it's going back to boots on the ground. So go back and play boots on the ground games. Like I've been playing a ton of Black Ops 2 because it's just so much fun to play that. And that game's so old, so it's actually insane that it's this much, that it's just enjoyable to play. And so yeah, to get ready for the next COD, even if you're just a casual player, you still want to be, if you plan on grinding the game for levels and stuff, you still want to be ready to be able to come out and be able to get a good KD, good win-loss and all that. If you're casual, that's what you're going to care about. If you're competitive, you're going to just care about being ready to, have the right reaction time and game smarts and all that. So playing a boots on the ground game, because it's going back to boots, is insanely important. Basically, okay, usually for either player, for casual and competitive, you can go back and play that company's last made game. So in this case, it's Sledgehammer making this. So you could go back and play AW, but again, it's like a unique case because it's not a jetpack game. So you can do that, but it's not really gonna help you at all. So especially because that was just their first game to ever make in the COD series. So I would still just stick to going back and playing boots games. A lot of people are playing Ghost. You can have fun in Ghost Wagers and Ghost Tourneys, and that's just, honestly, that's a lot of fun to go back and play Ghost. Even though Ghost, when it was out, was known as the worst competitive game or the worst game out. So it's funny that we'd go back to playing that. But lastly, what you can do is grind the beta when the beta comes out, because you're going to be able to find out a lot about the maps and the weapons and which guns are good and where to go in maps, especially in the beta, because the game is brand new to everyone. So absolutely no one has played it, and no one knows how good the guns are, knows how good, or knows where to go in maps or anything. So everyone's on an even playing field, and you can just learn a lot. And this goes for casual and competitive again. Like for competitive, it obviously is going to help you a lot to figure out what kind of guns are good. what spots on maps are good, what could happen, learn the spawns and all that. But at the same time, all of that is important to a casual player if you care about your like stats and stuff. If you don't care about your stats, then I mean, none of this matters to a casual player, but it's all of this is just going to help you get ready for the next game. And if not, it's just going to help you find something to do and something to have fun with in between the games, because that's the most important part, and the most intense part is just finding something to do. Like in these past few months, I've just been waiting for World War II to come out, just because I want to grind that game so bad. And it's just, we're going to go off, and that game is going to be great. I unfortunately didn't play the beta, which sucks, but it's whatever at this point. It's just a waiting game at this. The off season is really just a long waiting game of finding things to do and finding something fun to play. And if you don't want to stick with the COD side, if you're not into going back to old CODs or grinding a beta, then I would 110% go off into like the mainstream games that got released, like Destiny 2. That game looks intense, and it looks like a great game. So, if you're not into grinding COD or old CODs or anything like that, then for sure you just go and play other games like Destiny. And that's the only one that really comes to mind. So, I mean, that's about it for like this whole off-season thing. It's really just a big waiting game. If you can use it to your advantage, but really, what is it gonna help you do? It's not really gonna do too much. So it's just a time to really have fun, relax. For competitive players, you don't have to worry about grinding tourneys and scrims and stuff. You can just have fun with games and wagers, and do all that stuff. It's really just a waiting game. So that's it. Expect more videos and gameplays from me. I know I've been slacking, but I'm going to come back and grind. I've got some different ideas in my head to go through and try. So, guys, as always, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. I love seeing all the support. It really helps the channel grow, and I'll see you guys in my next video.